an advocate against domestic violence, hoping to create a home for victims here in Pensacola.
And when I turned back around, a shotgun was facing me and he shot me.
Williams was shot in the stomach, killing her unborn baby she had named Jamie.
She saved my life. You're not alone. You're not alone. And if I came out, you can come out.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of No More Silence. I'm Vernon Watson, and I have my co-host with me tonight, Mrs. Carolyn Williams. Carolyn, how are you?
I am doing well. How you doing, Vernon?
I am well. You know that
Yes.
October is National Domestic Violence Month, but here in Pensacola, it's every month for us. The fourth
I
month.
know.
Yeah, the fourth month of the year, of the month every month, and but we want to welcome people to the show again. And I want you to bring your camera down just a little bit, Carolyn, if you will.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, there
Right
we
here?
go. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
That's fine. Thank you. But anyway, domestic violence, and we want to make people absolutely aware of domestic violence and why it's important to do what you need to do and not remain silent anymore. We have Carolyn Williams has been a victim of domestic violence, and she said no more silence. Just absolutely no more silence. Carolyn, I'm going to turn it over to you and let folks hear from your point of view.
All right. Well, tonight we have a call-in show. If you want to call in and you want to ask me any questions about anything, you don't have to give your name if you don't want to. You don't have to give your name. But the number to call is 850-293-5007. As Vernon was saying, yes, I was in a domestic violence relationship. If you've been following me on Facebook or you've been following me on the show, which I know you have, I have a lot of people that when I'm out and about, they don't follow me on Facebook, but they follow me on the TV show. So I'm just thankful for that and Vernon for allowing me this opportunity. But anyway, tonight, I always talk about the abuse that I went through. I always talk about my ex-husband. But tonight, I want to talk about, this show is in honor of my husband, my second husband, which was Pastor Chester Williams. This is the man that I married after I was abused. So many times we're in an abusive relationship and we feel like that we will never love again or we'll never have someone to come into our lives. But that's not so. I met Chester, and when I met him, yes, I had a lot of trauma going on, and I had 3 children. I met him. He was from Illinois. And he would come down every year during Christmas time because he had 2 children that live here in Pensacola. And I met him during the time I was in the nightclub, and he was in the club also. So I met him in the Elks. And during that time, he wanted to take me home, but I had somebody else during that time, so I wouldn't allow him to take me home. But anyway, we started talking, and it built into a friendship, but I still could not trust. A lot of times when you've been in an abusive relationship, it's hard for you to trust somebody else. It's hard for you to believe that somebody loves you, somebody else wants you, because what happened, Vernon, I didn't love myself, and I was still going through what I had went through with the abuse. So when he's telling me that, he loved me and he wants to be with me, I'm like, I heard all that before. But anyway, my children met him, and my baby, Nancy, the one that be talking so much, but anyway, she was 2 years old, and he met them, and he was telling them about he lived in Illinois, and he wanted to bring them to Illinois to see the snow. So all they wanted to do was to go to Illinois and to see the snow. But anyway, I told him, I said, okay, I will come and just see how things going to work out. I won't bring my children. Vernon, you know what he told me? He told me, he said, if you don't bring your children, you won't be able to get in my house.
Mm.
Yeah. But in my mind, that didn't mean nothing to me. That to somebody, that might have sounded good, but it didn't sound good to me. Red flag came up for me. That was a red flag. That was a red flag for me because it was very hard for me to trust. But I thank God for my grandmother. My grandmother, she told me, she said, Carolyn, she the one that told me, go ahead and go. She said, go ahead and go. And I went, and it was very hard for me to trust. You may be in a relationship and you feel like you won't be able to love again, or nobody would ever want you. That's because the abuser, that's what he told me, my first husband. He said, no one would ever want you. You got these 3 children and nobody would ever want you. And I believe what he said. I believe what he said. And so what I did was I went and I took my children with me, but it was really really hard. I really took them through a lot. We ended up getting married, and even though we got married, I had like this just in case money. You know what just in case money is, Werner?
No, I don't. Well, I think after talking, after having so many shows with you, I think I do know what just in case money, that we try to tell other women to do just in case something happens. And you know what I used to tell my daughter all the time, I'm gonna use some just in case money, say to get a taxi home or call home. I'm assuming that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, just in case money is where I had a bank account, and in case he started acting a fool or something, I would be able to go. I'll be able to go back to Pensacola. So I had my just in case bank account, just in case he want to act a fool. Okay, no problem. I'm out of here. I'm not going to go through this again. But anyway, he told me one day, we was arguing, and he told me one day I was sitting on the couch, and he scared me because he picked me up by my collar, and he picked me up and he said, "You want me to hit you because that's what you used to." He said, "But I am a man, and I would not hit you. I would not hurt you." And from that day forward, even though we got married, I think it took probably about, after we was married, it took probably about 2 years for me to really trust him and realize that he really, really loved me. Vernon, this was a man that they used to call me the little ghetto child. And this is the man that taught me how to love myself. He taught me how to he just encouraged me and inspired me to be all that I can be. But on October the 10th, the reason why I'm celebrating him, because on October the 10th, 2006, he passed away. We used to pastor together, and the ministry that we had a prison ministry. He used to go out to Century and preach to the men out at Century Prison, and I used to go with them. And so what we would do was he would take them on jobs interviews, and he would find jobs for them. And so we worked together to help those that are in prison. Now, if you're on the line and you want to call in, you can call 850-293-5007. And so we had his funeral on October the 16th, 2006. So I wanted to, so many times we talk about how someone have done you wrong, but it's time tonight, I want to celebrate him for all the things that he did for me. Because of God and him, I am the woman I am today.
Wow. That is
And not
great.
only, yeah, and not only that, Burnham, when I was getting ready for this show, I wrote something down that said, I no longer do anything because I have to do it. I do it because I want to.
Hmm.
And that is a great place to be. That is a great place to be. I don't have to settle for anybody else. I don't have to take anything from anybody else because I love me. And if you're in that relationship, I want you to know that you can come out. You can come out, but you need to get your plan. You need to get your plan. A plan is having a code, get your things together, and get things together, and you can come out. There are so many women that I know that has came out. In fact, I had a total of, since Jamie's house, you did the dedication. You was still
Mm-hmm.
when we did the dedication, and it'll be 2 years. It'll be two
Wow.
years. October the 31st, today. It'll be
Wow.
2 years that we had the dedication for Jamie's house. And since that time, I have had a total of 4 families to women to live there. I'm finding out that it's not like I thought it would be, but I'm still going to keep. I'm going to keep going. I have some that come and they just go. They go back, and I understand that because one thing about it, I was in that situation. I went back, so I understand that. So what I want to say to you guys that I was talking to someone, Brent Vern. Oh, I was doing a show, and in fact Tuesday night I was doing a show, and I could see the expressions on the women's face when I said I got shot and I went back. And they was like, I could tell they fool, fool, fool. But if you never been in that situation,
Right.
you don't understand.
Right.
It's easy to judge when you have not been in that situation. And I had one lady that was on the show with me. She said that the man had abused her and she went to jail for him. And she said she ended up marrying him. But it wasn't no shock to me, but it was a shock to the women that never been in an abusive relationship. But I understood that. So, yeah.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, if you send, if you want to call in tonight, this is live, and you can call in live. When we re-air it back a little later on, you're probably not going to be able to call in because this is live. If you got any question, you want to ask Carolyn, Osmos, anything that you need to know about what's going on in her world, now's the time to ask your question. Give us a call at 850-293-5007. Carolyn, back to you.
Yeah, and you might even know someone that's in a domestic violence relationship, and you might want to ask me what you need to do. One of the things that you don't want to do is to tell them, just leave, because I found out that that is the most dangerous time when you're making your mind that you want to leave. That's why I say that you need to get a plan. I was talking with someone and she was just putting herself down and saying she's just so stupid, so crazy. And I was encouraging her and telling her that you're not stupid, you're not crazy, you just love the wrong person.
Yeah.
And so many times that when we've been in those type of relationship, what we do is we put ourselves down. And I have learned this is that when you are depressed and you put yourself down and you're down on yourself, it doesn't make you do the right thing. It keeps you stuck. Vernon, is the number what number do they need to call? 850-293-5007?
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly right, Carolyn. This number right here, 850-293-5007.
Yeah, because my phone is down. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
on the screen if you want to call in. You're welcome to call in if you want to call in. Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah,
All right.
but I
I'm
just
hoping I got a caller now, Carolyn. Let me check and see. Okay. Well, go
okay.
ahead and check.
Are they on, Vernon? I can't hear them. Are they on? Is the caller on?
Caller's on. Go ahead, caller. Caller, go ahead.
Hi, I was calling to ask, when you were in the relationship and you went with the other man, how did your children feel about that?
My children was they was happy. They was happy. They was glad to get out of it. I didn't find out till later on exactly how they felt about my ex, but they was really happy to be able to leave and to be able to be in a safe place because I was able to give them a place where they could be safe, and they also wanted to see the snow. So I was really surprised how they was able to bond to my husband. I really was surprised. But and not only that, my oldest son just retired from the Navy, 30 years. My youngest son is married and he's getting ready to have another child. And my daughter Nancy just got a promotion, and my daughter Shanita. But what I'm saying is all my children are doing well, Vernon, because of the environment that I took them out of that environment, and they was able to see a better environment. So that's a good question. Yeah, my children
Okay.
was very happy.
All right.
Thank you for calling.
Okay, caller. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Did you
All
want to
right.
ask?
No. Okay. She said she don't have any other questions, but thank you, caller.
Okay.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you for calling in.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Very good.
That's one thing that when you're in that relationship, you don't realize what it's doing to your children. You follow what I'm saying? You don't even um, you don't even think about that. You don't because you're so busy trying to live day by day.
Mm,
And so much going on. You know what I mean, Verna?
yeah.
Till you just don't. It's not that I want people to know. Don't tell mom that she's crazy and she don't care about her children. That's not so. That's why she's still staying there because she don't have a place to go. At least she has food. She has a place for her children. But if you're in that type of relationship, there is help. I had Tara from the Pensacola Police Department was on the show, and there is so much that is available to you that was not available when I was in domestic violence. So
Right.
there is so much help, so much help. You don't have to stay. You don't have to be in it. You don't have to be in it. You can have a fresh start. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. Uh, it's. I want to get back to another question that comment that you made that somebody made to you that kind of make you think that you're stupid for staying in a relationship. Explain to them that. And first of all, let's talk about when people confront folks in your kinds of situation. Don't go there with that first of all, okay? Because you haven't walked a mile in that person's shoes. There's many reasons why they stay. They not because some folks either they try to characterize you in two ways. You either fool or you enjoy it. Okay, not the case. Explain to those uninformed people that why would a woman choose to stay in that relationship so people can understand that perspective, Carolyn.
It's no different than you know the story of Jim Jones, right? The story
Absolutely.
of Jim Jones, okay? And what he did was he took control of the people's mind. And that's what abuser does. He takes control of your mind, makes you feel like nobody loves you, nobody will be there for you. They separate you from your family, and so what happens is you feel shame. You don't want anybody to know that you're going through this, so you're isolated. And then what happens is, and the main thing that he wants to do or she wants to do is to cut you off from the people that love you. And so what they would also do is they might even start talking about your family, saying things about them. And so what they're doing is they're brainwashing you. They're brainwashing. Some people call it grooming or whatever, but they're brainwashing you to the point where they know that they have you, and once they have you, and then they got to put the fear in you. If and this is what my ex would tell me, even in the midst of us being intimate, he would always say in my ear, because whatever goes in your ear goes to your heart. And he will always tell me, when we was being intimate, he will always tell me, if you leave me, I'll kill you. If you leave me, I'll kill you. And anytime you keep hearing the same words over and over and over again, you believe it. You believe it. So they got to put the fear in you. You don't understand. You need to be able to understand that they're not staying there. Oh, well, why don't, she must like it. She must like it. This is what some people say. She must like it because she can just leave. No. It's not that easy. You get to the point where you're in survival mode. Right. You know, instead of telling them they need to leave, and that's what everybody else was telling me. You need to leave. You need to get out of it. But nobody say, Carolyn, what do you need? How can I help you to leave? Nobody said that. You know, I knew he was gonna kill me. He was telling me that all the time. You need to leave. But I didn't have the support, and I didn't have no one that would help me and tell me what I needed to do.
And what when they say, well, you didn't have any support, but that is a part of that whole grand plan. When they isolate you from your family and your friends, you don't have anybody to turn to. And not that many women don't want to leave, they just don't have a plan to leave. And Carolyn talks about that all the time. If you're in these situations, if you want to leave, you know you can't leave instantly. You know, you just can't just flash cut and leave. But you got to have a gradual plan to ease your way out of that. Carolyn, talk to them about establishing a plan.
Well, let me do this before we do that, Vernon, because I have someone that texts in a message and they asking, have you ever felt like the abuse was your fault, that you deserve it? Wow. No, I never did feel like it was my fault. I never would allow it to go that far, even though he would say, well, you know what, I would be a better husband. I wouldn't have hit you if you hadn't done this. Right. Because mine was not so much emotional, mine was more physical. Mm-hmm. So when you're going through those emotional abuse, that's what they want you to feel like is your fault. And they have to put the blame on you. And what you do is you actually believe that after so long, they have convinced you that it is your fault, but that is what they use in order to keep you there. Because that's why we say when you're leaving is the most dangerous time, when you need to have a plan. The plan is you need to have some clothes packed. If you have children or you have neighbors or something like that, or you have friends, I say get a code. Your code might be dog or bow wow. And you tell the children, if you hear me say dog and you know we don't have a dog, or I say cat and we don't have a cat, that's the code for you to call 911. Because what would happen is, if they're abusing you and they say the code is dog, what is going to happen is the police is going to come there while he's doing that, and it's chances that the police will catch him. He's in the act. Right. Either the child can teach your child, they're good with phones. Teach your child how to video things. If you're not able to video things, then you need to teach yourself, teach your children how to video when y'all argue. If they can't be in the room, just record it, the voice, so that all that what you're getting evidence. Because when the police come, he's gonna pretend like nothing happened and he didn't do anything. But you need to have a plan: birth certificate, marriage certificate, social security card. You need to have all that, and you need to know that if you plan on leaving, you don't have to wait like everybody else to get child care. You automatically get child care. And also, if you have an apartment and it's in your name, the landlord cannot put you out if you're in a domestic violence relationship. They cannot put you out. So you need to have a plan. You need to have all your documents, and you need to have something packed, and either don't put it in your car. Put it up under the house somewhere. So when you get ready to go, you just go. You know, you can get the furniture back. You can get more furniture, you can get more house, but your children cannot get another mom, and you can't be that person if he kills you. So
That is true.
yeah,
That is so
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
So I want people to stop saying that. They are not a fool, because you got to realize you're saying the same thing that he's saying. He's
mhm.
calling her a fool. And now you're doing the same thing. So what's going to happen is he's not going to have to cut you. She's not going to cut you off because of him. She's going to cut you off because of what you're saying to her. Nobody want to be called a fool. So you must have compassion and empathy. That's what you have to have for that individual. And know that 7 times, sometime it took 7 times. When he shot me, I went back. 2 times was enough for me. When he said that, I regret that when I had a chance to kill you, I did. Nobody, no, in pajamas, night clothes, no wig on, hair. I didn't care how I looked out. I was out of there. Yeah. So Jamie's house, if you're in a domestic violence relationship, you can call Jamie's house 850-291-4624. And also we have Favor House in Pensacola, which is 850-434-6600. And in Milton, we have 850-626-5600. And then you have the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which is 1-800-799-7233. And you might be at the point that you're not ready to leave, but part of your plan is getting the information. So call those numbers, and they will give you information that you need, so that you'll just have it in case when you're ready to leave, you'll have the information that you need.
Okay. Now I know you got Jamie's house and expenses involved with that. Anybody want to help you with that, they can cash app you. Am I right? To
Yeah, they get the $ Jamies, JAMIES, house, HOUSE. In fact, Women of Zion. I should have got you that video to show you. Women of Zion. They gave me. I was the first to receive a grant from them for Jamie's house, which I really do appreciate that. So yeah, you can cash app to Jamie's house if you want to donate toilet tissue, deodorant, or whatever you would like to donate. You may do so. It is a 501c3. Yeah, it's on the Faith Temple Belief. So it is a 501c3. Yeah.
All right, Carolyn, we're out of time for this time, but next month, tell them where they can find us and what time of month they can find us on here, and let's talk about domestic violence, domestic abuse. There's no more silence.
First of all, Bernard, I want to thank you so much. I really do appreciate this, that you're using your time and your stations and everything that you're doing to be able to get the word out. You'll be able to tune in next on the 4th Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. and you'll be able to tune in to No More Silence.
Okay, well, thank y'all, and we'll see you again next month. Thank you, Carolyn. All right.
Thank you, Vernon. Good night.
Right. Good night. Goodbye.